Alright, here we are, folks, December 18th, last day of the extra weekend of deer season. And Jason is going to demonstrate to all you folks at home how to gut a deer. Okay, here you go, Jason.
Alright, first thing you need, sharp knife. Gutting gloves is optional, but I use them. So here we go.
Yep, there's the knife. There's the small deer. You start in the middle and you cut down like so.
You do not want to hit the guts.
Be sure not to puncture the intestines.
Very gentle.
See how he's using that gut hook, folks? Just like a zipper. So the next thing he's going to do is cut up the breastplate, I believe. And you have to cut through the... There's just cartilage that holds those ribs to that sternum, so you can cut through it with a strong knife. As you can see, strong, sharp knife, you cut right through those in between the breastbone and the rib cage. Just like that. And you go all the way up to where you can get to its neck.
There it is.
Just like that. Okay. There's its stomach and whatnot there. After you cut through the breastbone, then you work your way down.
Guts are really popping out.
Yeah, they're swollen. I told you that was going to happen. Because muscles hold them all together, and then once those muscles relax, then they swell up. Anyhow, so then you work your way all the way down to the anal region.
Now this is where it gets real delicate.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want to puncture those guts because that'll smell horrible. At this point, if it was a buck, you'd have to cut around the cock and balls, but this is a doe, so you really don't have to worry about that. You just kind of slice it all the way down to its anal sphincter. Okay. Well done.
Gotta get through some membrane.
Yeah, there's some connective tissue that you'll have to cut through, and then there's a little bit of meat. You want to cut all the way down through that meat to the spine there, to the pelvis, I mean.
Alright. Now
what you do is you reach up inside on one of the sides, and you start cutting away
at the membrane.
At the membranes that connect the guts, that hold the guts up in the body cavity. There, he just cut through the diaphragm that separates the lungs and the heart from the intestines. He's doing the same on the other side. Just keep working at that connective tissue until it's free floating inside the cavity there. Just like so. You just kind of, sometimes you just got to feel along with your fingers, and then when you find something that's holding it, then you cut it. See how he's holding the guts back and cutting the connective tissue. Being sure not to cut the guts. I can't stress that enough. You do not want to puncture those guts. Okay, now he's going to reach up inside here. Wait a minute, Dave. He's going to reach up inside here, and he's going to separate the esophagus from and trachea from the deer. It's kind of hard to see, but that's what he's doing.
Then that runs down along the backbone.
Yeah, and then it's connected down there to the backbone. More connective tissue holding that stuff in place, and you want to separate all that away from the rib cage.
See it going? There it goes. A lot of blood's going to come out at this point.
Yep.
It's going to run back here to the diaphragm. Alright, I don't have the diaphragm cut completely around yet. I'm going to have to lean it on its side and pull these guts out.
Right.
But to get all these guts out, it's going to require getting the hardest part out, which is the large intestine that goes back here.
Yeah, you can see where Yeah, you can see where the colon runs down into the rectum there, below the bladder. Point to the bladder with your neck.
Full bladder.
There's the bladder right there.
And you push it, and
there's pee in there. It's liable to come out its butt, or its pee hole. So what you do is you have to cut around the anus in a circle like this, and separate it so that you can pull it straight through the whole thing. So you cut the fur around the outside like that. And that's what he's doing right now. Nice.
You have to make sure that all that skin around the anus is cut.
Separated from the body.
And this could be time consuming. Just take your time.
That's right. You can't rush things like this. Don't be afraid to use that gut hook, folks. That's what it's there for. Just like that. Cut that skin there, so there you go.
Okay, I can see it starting to come through, but there's still
something connecting it.
Skin connecting down there. It's actually connected to its tail, and there's a tendon there. It's really hard to get through, but just keep at it. Now what I'd like to do, this bladder's in the way, is where's that intestine? Just add it.
Right there.
Alright. Bladder's really getting in the way here, but
that's alright. You're doing good, Joe.
Because, like,
see where it's connected at. You gotta stick your finger up in there.
Well, the bladder's in the way and it's gotta come out. The bladder's connected to the you-know-what, so...
The vajayjay. But you see, you cut all the way around. See how he's almost got it completely separated right here? As soon as he gets that separated, now there'll be some connective tissue up inside there. You have to reach your knife in and cut around like this, like that, and separate it. Now it's connected pretty tight up where the tail is right here, and you just got to get your knife in there and cut that free. And then once you get it completely separated, you reach in here and you can just pull those intestines out.
I'm trying to get a handle on this skin. That should do it. Now that bladder should come through. Nope. Still not wanting to come through.
Yeah. You just have to stick your knife in there and start cutting around all that stuff.
Well, a sharp knife is key. That makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. You're right.
Making a little bit of progress. Okay. Now it's time to feel around.
Now is the fun stuff. See, you got to put your hand in there and you got to see where it's the bottom of the intestine, the colon, is connected to the rectum. He's got all the skin cut down here already, but it's still connected up inside there on the top and on the bottom, on the pelvis part and then down on the spine at the bottom. See, he's located where it's stuck, and now he's going to start cutting away the loop, the stuff that's still holding it in there.
Yeah, there's a membrane back here.
Looking cool with them sunglasses, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
By the way, don't wear these when you're hunting. Alright. I'll just get down there with my fingers. and start feeling and start breaking up all that connective
Tissue.
tissue.
Sometimes you can use that, you can get that connective tissue to break away just with your hands.
Still hold up.
Yep. As you can see, folks, you don't need a great big knife. This can be done with a small straight edge knife. A folding knife is probably a little less strong than a straight knife like he has. I would suggest a straight knife instead of a pocket knife, just because you have to cut through that sternum up there, and that takes a little bit of a stronger knife. But you can see that's not very big. It's a Gerber with a gut hook. Yeah, you see how he's got that knife in there and he's twisting it? He's pulling with his left hand and feeling where it's connected still, and then using his knife to cut away what's still holding it in there. Sometimes a little poo or pee comes out. That's to be expected. That's okay. You just have to deal with it. Just remember, these things only eat grass and stuff, so it's not like it's a bunch of nasty stuff. Just remember, folks, pioneers used to use buffalo dung to make campfires to cook on. So, if you have to touch a little poo with your gloved hands, that's okay.
I see now.
Yep, you're almost there, dude. Yep, you're right. That connects the tail.
That's why a deer raises his tail when it takes a dump.
It has to. There you go. Oh!
What's that? Blood?
Blood. You're almost there. That's just the blood draining all the way down because he's doing this on a hillside. There it is, folks. Ta-da! So now, that's separated at the top, separated at the bottom.
Yep, and now it's just
now you just have to cut that membrane clear that's holding the guts up into the body cavity. Yep.
And let's keep.
Oh man, that's good stuff. I don't want to miss any of this. There, see how that's just starting to lift away. Beautiful, dude. Beautiful.
Try to protect them tenderloins.
Yeah, watch those tenderloins. Tenderloins are on the inside of the rib cage. There it is.
There's the guts.
There's the gut pile separated from the deer carcass.
I'll just go in there and check, see if there's anything in there hadn't got out yet. Blood clots, it happens.
That's gross. Those guts got a mind of their own.
But that's a gutted deer.
There it is. It's gutted.
That's all there is to it, folks. I know it looks a little complicated once you get down towards the rectum, but hey, I've done this 14 times, and you know, sometimes they come out easier than others, but just keep at it. Don't get frustrated.
Just feel around in there. You got if there's something, if it won't come out, it's because you still got to cut something else out. But that's how you do it. We're gonna drag this thing out of here. Go watch some football.